Hey, what's going on, my good people? When it came to the death of Zack Stoner, aka Zack TV, many of us wonder why. Why was he killed? And what happened the night that he died? Now, we know at least 5 guys were questioned in Zack's death investigation. These guys right here. But no one was arrested or charged with Zack's murder. Why not? And what was the motive? The streets of Chicago tried to tell us what happened. Let's take a look at their truth. Come on, ride with me. Zack considered himself to be a hood journalist on the streets of Chicago, and he was very instrumental in promoting the Chicago music culture, partly made up of local gang members. He was also heavily involved in helping the community. So when he wasn't promoting the music, he was on the streets of Chicago like this.
That's what's up, Shorty. I want the best for you, Shorty. Whatever we gotta do to get you out these streets, man. All right? I'm serious, man. For real, I don't want you drinking. I don't want you smoking none of that. I can't tell you what to do, but I just want to give you some advice, my nigga. I'm gonna do whatever I can to help you, bro. I'm from the hundreds. You from the hundreds. You from 103rd. I'm from 105th. I'm gonna do whatever I can to help you, bro. All right? You ever need anything? I don't give a fuck what time it is, what day it is. Call me, all right? Just saying when you call me for this interview, call me. You feel me? I love you, brother.
This was the type of guy Zack was. He cared about his people. So when the death of Kanika Jenkins in Chicago shook the world, Zack jumped on the case.
This video shows Kanika Jenkins walking into the kitchen, but we never see her entering the freezer. And tonight, that is why her family is not satisfied with the theory that she walked into the freezer on her own.
We need everybody to tune in. Not one person, not no 2 people, not 3 people. I need everybody to tune in. I left a very, very, very important meeting for this. So look, I'm gonna give you all the reasons why the kids in the room are innocent. You see, this crime could have and would have easily occurred in the hood with cameras not at. Just think about it, like you in a hood, motherfucker gonna do a drive-by, have a motherfucker get you when you're not looking, and that's it.
Some of us didn't know who Zack was until the Kanika case. And he used his platform, his resources, his skills, his connects to get exclusive interviews with people involved in Kanika's case. And some people speculated that's why he was killed, that he was getting too close to the truth in Kanika's case. But was that really the reason? Because Chicago told us something different. So let's fast forward to the night Zack was murdered.
You know, he was at my show that night. I had an indie show, all Chicago artists. And it was a peaceful night, great event. All the artists showed up, performed, made a lot of money that night. And Zack wanted to bring an artist, his homie. And he just got back from Vegas. They called me last minute. I was telling other artists, like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm booked, it's already done. Cause I be on time, I'm like Live Nation. Yeah. You know, if I say 8 o'clock, we starting at 7:58. If you ain't there, I don't care who you is, and everybody know that about me. You can be with me every day. Best friend, if your ass ain't there, your ass ain't performing. That's just how it go. Cause I ain't finna you gotta keep your name good with this shit, you know? So he called me and he had somebody he wants to perform, and I'm like, bring him, you good.
So at the last minute, Zack was able to get T Streets and AMG Fresh in a show that night at the Refugee Lounge.
Okay. A lot of people don't know that Zack TV was really at the event, really for T Streets and AMG Fresh. You know what I'm saying? That's why them was the only 2 artists he recorded that night. You know, he didn't care about who else was there. He was trying to build with them. He was so focused on the hundreds and the artists in the hundreds that he didn't even give a fuck about a lot of artists. Like when it come to pushing their music, he was really they was a team. AMG Fresh, Zack TV, and T Streets.
That night, Zack would record T Streets and AMG Fresh live on stage at the Refugee Lounge. And sometime during that performance, things took a turn for the worse.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And him and Fresh had their own shit going on, and he went down there to really, you know what I'm saying, help folks them, you know what I'm saying, to promote what they had going on, and he overheard motherfuckers saying what they was gonna do to him. And he was stopping that shit. But a lot of motherfuckers don't know this. He stopped motherfuckers from getting on the stage and fucking up Fresh performance. A lot of motherfuckers don't know that either.
We talking about Zack right now?
Zack TV.
Yeah.
He heard motherfuckers saying what they was about to do to Fresh and who out the bam in the third, and he told them like, nah, we ain't here for that. You know what I'm saying? They was about to get on the stage and Zack stopped them like, please don't do this shit. People don't know this though. Zack left a little early before the show ended so he can be outside on the front waiting for Fresh. When Fresh came out, he was telling Fresh get his ass in the car, but it was Fresh girl's birthday. He drunk as fuck. He, you know what I'm saying, T. Him and his girl, the only one went together. You know what I'm saying? Fresh ain't had nobody with him, just him and his girl. And Zack was telling him to get in the car, showed him his pipe and everything, like, no, get your ass in the car, niggas own that with you, like, you know what I'm saying?
Zack had a pipe on him?
Yeah, Zack had a pipe on him. Zack had a pipe on him, gang. He showed Fresh his pipe and told Fresh, get your ass in the car, because Fresh thought it was a game. And motherfuckers supposedly saying Fresh getting up in that car, you know what I'm saying? And that's what made them get on that car. But on the recording, the only thing you see is Fresh and them getting their shits out the car, you know what I'm saying, and getting back up in his shit, you know what I'm saying?
So it sounds like AMG Fresh had some of them guys in there in their feelings at that show. So much so that they wanted to ruin the show. And Zack, being the guy that he was trying to stop it. He was trying to look out for AMG Fresh. And in the process, he was shot and killed in a drive-by. Zack took a bullet that was not meant for him.
Zack had a chance to let Fresh know all this. Him and T Streets, he had the chance. They should have left. When Zack took them to the car, Zack chose to tell them what was going on then, instead of getting to the hundreds and let them know, or called them. He got to the car, they made it to Fresh car and parked right in front of it. You know what I'm saying? And Zack chose to let them sit in the, Fresh girl was in the front seat. T Streets and Fresh was in the back seat. And she hopped out the car when they pulled up and got in their car and started it. And Zack chose to tell them the little shit that he was telling them right then and there instead of leaving. Zack TV died saving Fresh, bro.
Okay.
When it all boils down.
Right.
Didn't nobody make Zack do nothing. Everybody was, Fresh didn't even know nothing was going on. Because Zack didn't allow it. You see what I'm saying? But Zack had a chance to let them know the shit that I'm telling you now. On everything.
I ain't never think like, you know, I was standing outside and heard the shots.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom.
Zack was shot on May 30th at around 1:30 a.m. and he was pronounced dead around 3 hours later at 4:20 a.m.
I'd be like, damn, I should have just told him fucking no, and he would never been there.
Yeah.
He is absolutely correct. If only he would have told Zack no. Damn. When the news first broke about Zack's murder, a lot of us, myself included, tried to figure out what happened, how it happened, who did it. And we were able to place T Streets and AMG Fresh at the crime scene based off of the footage from the club. Now, we didn't know what their involvement was, but we knew they were at the scene and we spoke on it. Some people speculated that us bloggers got T Streets killed, but that was not the truth. And the streets of Chicago already knew what it was. We just didn't know. Now, I will say this. I believe that Zack's murder weighed heavy on T Streets and AMG Fresh. I think T Streets was scared, which is why days after the murder, he ended up at the police station. And not only that, T Streets did it live. Pay attention to the lady in the background.
Here in the red shirt is the witness to the Zack TV shooting. Oh, yeah. 750 South Park. Okay, so he's a witness to that. Delaney asked me to bring him up here.
Out here, that's central.
Because this is where they were willing to come.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they when I got a phone call saying he wanted to come in, he didn't want to go to 51st. He wanted to come here.
Hey, see you once today.
Okay, couple things. She said that she got a phone call from them, and T Streets was saying, you know, basically he wanted to come and talk because he was a witness to Zack's murder. And apparently they thought he should have went to another police station. 51st is what they said. But T Streets didn't want to go there. I wonder why. Maybe he felt safer going to that one. I don't know. But think about this. If AMG Fresh and hell, maybe even T Streets were the targets, and the suspects missed their targets and killed Zack, what if T Streets just thought that these same guys would come back and try to kill him? He feared for his life, and rightfully so, because days after going into that police station, T Streets would film his last live in the backseat of a car with at least 3 other guys. And shortly after that, T Streets was found dead in the streets of Chicago, right here. And his death came hours before Zack's funeral.
Zack TV won, baby! Zack TV won! Zack TV won! Zack TV won!
So now we have 2 men gone. Zack was killed first in May of 2018. Then T Streets was killed in June of 2018. That only left AMG Fresh, who would later be gunned down in Indiana in October of 2019. Now all 3 are gone. It's a sad situation. But in my opinion, it just confirmed that T Street's murder had nothing to do with no bloggers. Zack's murder had nothing to do with Kanika. And if you ask some of the people in Chicago who would know, this is what they'll tell you.
You know how the YouTube conspiracy things go crazy. And I don't know if the girl you just named that passed away was the girl that was in the freezer.
Yeah, Kanika Jenkins.
Yeah, and so some people was like, well, he was reporting on it too much. And it was pressure like, hey, you digging in it too much. And that was possibly the reason why he was gunned down.
Hell no.